Okay, let's try to find what the question wants by directly reading the question. The student wants to use a quotation to challenge. A quotation to challenge Thucydides' explanation of the conflict between Athens and Sparta. So we need a quotation to argue against Thucydides' explanation. Okay, so let's get into student's note. Political scientist Graham Allison is known for his Thucydides tract theory. So we have a political scientist, Graham Allison, focusing on the Thucydides tract theory. Okay, I'll actually box more important one here. So Graham Allison is a person who proposed the his theory states that whenever a rising power is threatening to displace a ruling power, conflict is likely. The theory based on Thucydides' explanation. Okay, theory is based on the Thucydides' explanation of the conflict between Athens and Sparta. So I'm gonna say, so this is the main topic. And line 2, this is his theory, Allison's theory. And line 3, the theory is based on, okay, so this is based on the Thucydides explanation. So you guys can see how his theory linked with the Thucydides theory. And line 4, Thucydides wrote a rise of Athens and the fear is instilled in Sparta made conflict inevitable. So this is a historical context or historical evidence that supports Allison's theory. His history professor Edmund Stewart recently challenged. Oh, I hear the word challenge here. Okay, there's a challenge. So I'll highlight that. So that sounds like we have to pay more attention to line 5 and 6. So line 5, yeah, challenge the historical basis of the theory. Who theory? Well, I would say Allison's Thucydides trap theory. So Stewart claimed that Athens was not a rising power, and that rivals experienced and that the rivals experienced a clash of cultures instead. So remember the question said to use a quotation, and we're talking about how Thucydides' trap theory is challenged by history professor Edmund Stewart. So here is a quotation mark we need. So let's just look at the answer choices that contain clash of cultures in quotation mark. Line choice A, I'm not seeing a clash of cultures. Choice B, clash of cultures, nope. Choice C, I see clash of cultures. Choice D, I'm not seeing clash of cultures. So that alone answers the question. So according to Stewart, a clash of cultures between Athens and Sparta caused the conflict, not Athens' rise. Therefore, the correct answer is C. If you want to know why the other answer choices are wrong, let's go one by one. Choice A, according to Allison's Thucydides trap theory, whenever a rising power is threatening to displace a ruling power, conflict is likely. Now that doesn't answer the question when it asks to use a quotation to challenge Thucydides' explanation. Remember, political scientist Graham Allison is using Thucydides' theory because this theory is based on Allison's theory is based on Thucydides' explanation. Therefore, choice A does not challenge Thucydides' explanation, so A is wrong. Choice B, Thucydides wrote that the conflict between the two powers was inevitable, although Stewart later challenged the historical basis of this claim. Now, this is not wrong in terms of the content. Stewart did challenge the historical basis of the claim. However, you have to see the question. I circle this part quotation. Where are we seeing the quotation? Where you're just using the quotation from line 4 that has nothing to do with the line 5 and 6. So it's a wrong quotation. So choice B is wrong. Choice D, Thucydides explained that the conflict was caused by the rise of Athens and the fear is instilled in Sparta. This is true. That's what Thucydides explained. But Allison disagreed, seeing that the conflict is based on seeing the conflict as an example of the Thucydides trap. He didn't disagree, in fact. If you read line 3 here, it's these say, and line 2 said the Allison theory, and when you say the, it's referring to the line 2 Allison's theory, and that's what the definite article is about. The theory is based on Thucydides' explanation. So in other words, Allison's theory is based on Thucydides' explanation. So if so, they would not disagree. At least they would confirm, or they would be linked. So I will not say disagreed. That's the wrong explanation here. So yeah, you would have to eliminate choice D, and the correct answer is C.